Hello everyone, today I'm presenting U.S. imperialism in Panama, and forgive me for the other half of the video not being detailed as the first half. Had a hard time trying to find good evidence for this video. Anyways, let's get on to the video. The story of U.S. imperialism in Panama. The United States was interested on creating an interoceanic canal, and in 1887 a U.S. regiment was sent to survey in Nicaragua to see if it was a prime candidate site for a canal. But the company who was instructed to build the canal was later stopped due to financial issues in the U.S. stock. The U.S. had another opportunity to build the canal, but in Panama, because the French were having trouble building the canal, and with two companies that had failed, they were looking for someone to help them out by buying their equipment and rights to build the canal. The U.S. saw that and began to negotiate the price down to $40 million instead of the original $100 million. The French believed that the U.S. was the only country that was able to help them, but the commissions from both sides still believed that Nicaragua was better due to the cheaper cost, then started a publicity campaign to influence the U.S. decisions, and it worked. In 1902, a legislative bill was passed to put Panama as the canal site, but the only problem was the Colombian government, and the U.S. wanted to propose a treaty called Hay-Heron Treaty of the Colombian government by giving them $10 million and $250K annually over a 100-year lease, but Colombia refused. Panama had a rebellion with the aid of the USA against Colombia and later won, and the U.S. had the Panama Canal Treaty of 1903 and allowed the canal to extend 5 miles each side and treat the land like U.S. territory. Panama was paid $10 million per year and didn't have an end date. Also in 1914, the canal was finished. Some of the justifications the U.S. used to justify the imperialism was, 1, seeing as Panama was rebelling against Colombia, so they took advantage and helped out Panama for something in exchange. If you know, you know. By the way, it's just for a treaty named Panama Canal Treaty of 1903, which if you remembered what I had said in the video, you'd know what was it about. 2, the U.S. wanted to paint itself as a nation that wanted to help the world and advance it and to apart themselves from those weird, nasty European people, if you can even call them that. Of course, the U.S. used that facade while they forced themselves on Panama, their republic, and their country's history for over 100 years. Despite that, the canal is still associated with America's selfless image. And finally, for the third reason I found was that they had made a great accomplishment in finding oil, then doing an amazing job by running the canal independently themselves, making great revenue as well. Panama before U.S. imperialism was just coolin', not really, during the Latin American Wars of Independence and won their independence from Spain. On the 10th of November 1821, Panama became a free state, but due to fear of a Spanish retaliation against a weakened Panama, they joining the Republic of Gran Colombia. Basically, Panama never caught a break. Holy Christ. When the USA came in with the Panama Canal Treaty of 1903, riots broke out later on, and mob violence began in Panama due to the Panamanians feeling that they weren't recompensated enough and tried to change some of the rules the U.S. put in place. Colombia, which owned Panama, refused the Hay-Heron Treaty that the U.S. had proposed. The representative company that owned the railway had stated that if Colombian refused the Hay-Heron Treaty, despite all the threats the U.S. had made, the Colombian government still refused the treaty. The U.S. started to hype up Panama to revolt. Then they did so. The U.S. came in and helped out to gain their independence from the Colombian government. They didn't even try all that hard. As soon as they saw the U.S. warship named Nashville, they just got discouraged and lost Panama. Here are some fun facts about the Panama Canal. Numero uno. The canal is considered as one of the man-made wonders of the world. Number 2. This is a pretty obvious one, but it's a shortcut from the Pacific to the Atlantic Sea. And number 3. This really isn't a fun fact. Around 25,000 people lost their lives during the construction of the canal. The workers had to go through thick and dense jungles, swamps, and along with the animals that were there, such as plague-filled rats and malaria mosquitoes. All of that work just for them to be dominated by the U.S. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and make sure to sub to the channel for more content like this. Also, may you guys smash that like button, because 4 days worth of editing in one night was kind of hard, not gonna lie.